Hey, welcome to Sunshine Haze. I'm Aja A. For those of you guys that have never been to my channel before, I do astrology videos and tarot forecasts and whatever else I feel like doing here and there. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Thank you. Hey to everybody that tunes in regularly. Welcome back. Pretty quickly before I get started, this video is going up underneath the Virgo lunar cycle, so if you haven't seen that video, go on and check it out. I've also got the Virgo lunar cycle tarot forecast up as well. For all the signs, also we are coming up on the Venus retrograde, which is going to affect most of us pretty intensely. So if you haven't seen that video already, well, you haven't because I haven't uploaded it yet, but it will be uploaded right after this one, so go on and check that out as well. This time around, this video is about the Aries full moon that we just had on Monday. Whoo boy, Virgo lunar cycle I thought was gonna be a completely different ball game. I showed up for football and they were like, nah bitch, we're playing basketball today. So I'm sorry that these videos are going up late. Bear with me, they're coming, everything's coming, you guys. Let's just get straight to it. This video is about the Aries full moon. For those of you guys that don't really know what a full moon is, it's when the moon, the sun, and the earth are aligned, and the side of the moon that we can see. I'm sorry, the side of the moon that is illuminated we can see. So the full moon has to do with like clarity, illumination, bringing things to light. It also has to do with release. Sorry, I like bit my tongue in it. If I have a lisp during this video, I'm sorry, I bit my tongue and it's, again, Virgo lunar cycle has taken me out, you guys. But yeah, the full moon is not the end of the lunar cycle, but it begins the ending of the lunar cycle. So the full moon has to do with endings and wrapping things up. And as if you watch my videos, you know when it comes to emotions, because our emotions are ruled by the moon, and everybody does when we have a full moon. That's why you're so emotional. It's really true. I say the new moons are like more so dealing with like anxiety regarding the unknown, whereas the full moons, everything's coming to light, you're gaining clarity. So as you're gaining clarity, you're releasing certain things, and with that release also comes emotions. So kind of an emotional time for a lot of us. This is an Aries moon, and it was on Monday the 24th at 10:52 p.m. A fire moon, which if you know anything about the fire element, you know it has to do with passion and action and willpower and drive and manifestation. So coupling this intense fire energy with the intense emotional water energy, I will say that during this time emotions might be a little on like 10 plus, like not just 10 but like 10 plus 10, like that's really just it's been a rough one, guys. This moon is wrapping certain things up. So we are now at the point of the year where we've already had the Aries lunar cycle. The new moon in Aries, we are now on the full moon in Aries. So what you want to be looking at during this time is what intentions were you placing back at the beginning of spring? What were you trying to manifest? What were you trying to will forward or will into existence? What you'll notice around this full moon is either these things are starting to come into fruition, or you see them in your sight, but you also see that you're blocked, and the blockages are going to come into plain view so that you can clear them out, so that you can actually make moves on reaching those goals. This Aries full moon is falling underneath the Virgo lunar cycle, as I've been talking about, because it's been kicking my ass. So with this Virgo energy on top of this full moon energy, it's all about practicality. It's all about really analyzing the things that we've got going on so that we can build in a very logical way. And with Aries being fire is not always a logical energy. So it's kind of a clash that's coming in with these two. They're almost opposites. I believe opposite Aries is not actually Virgo. I believe it's Libra, but the way that the moons fall, actually, yeah, it is Libra. But the way that the moons fall during the months right now. The Aries moon is opposite the Virgo lunar season, underneath the Virgo lunar season. Sorry. But so it's a little bit of a clash. So that's why things may not be as graceful as they could in regards to figuring a process out and then making moves on it. It's because you've got an earth clashing with an fire, and they're coming together, they're making things happen, but it's just not graceful because those two energies are not compatible. But with this being a full moon underneath the Virgo lunar cycle, you are taking a look at things, you are picking things apart, you are seeing, okay, this is what I want to do. And then you're looking at, okay, well, have I been making any moves towards that end goal? Like, okay, have the moves that I've been making been, do they make sense to what it is that I'm trying to do? Like, that is the Virgo energy coming in on top of the Aries energy coming in with that and saying, okay, once you figure that out, you'll have a clear head, that illumination coming in, lighting things up, you'll be able to see what you need to do. And with that Aries energy, that fire energy, that willpower, that fire, that fire, that drive, that desire even. Aries is a very intense sign, as well as the first sign of the zodiac. You'll actually be able to make moves once you figure out your process, once you have lent that Virgo energy. Aries is cardinal, so that means it starts the seasons. And Aries has like a double cardinal energy because it also starts the zodiac year. And it starts the spring season. So spring is all about new beginnings, fresh starts, and like I said, be looking at the things that you were trying to put into play during this time earlier in the year, because certain energies around those things should be popping up for you. If they haven't, they're probably going to within these next couple of weeks or even couple of days, depending on, your chart and how you're affected by this full moon. So even though we're coming into the fall season and that's all about transformation, this cardinal Aries energy is almost bringing in like this surge of empowerment and this like surge to kind of break us out of our stagnancy or break us away from the shackles that we've almost kind of put ourselves in. Again, although we're talking about Virgo and I'm a little kind of talking about our mental, Virgo is an earth sign that resonates with a lot of air intellectual energy. So, this Aries full moon showing us clarity, showing us the ropes, like, hey, this is what you actually need to be doing. You don't need to be doing that anymore. Break free. Start building towards the process that you have just figured out you need to take, as opposed to whatever it is that you've been doing, okay? A way that I like to kind of look at this moon is dealing with that cardinal energy from the spring, the Aries spring energy, that fresh new beginnings energy, and coupling it with us moving into the fall season. I like to think of it as like spring into fall. So kind of like just take a leap of faith into this new transformation. Take a leap of faith into the new. Aries is like, okay, we know what you want to do, but what you want to do is not going to come about doing what you've been doing, because if that were the case, you'd be doing what you want to do already, and I wouldn't be recording this video, So spring into fall, spring into your transformation. Just take a jump into your transformation. Let this be your new start with this energy of change coming underneath it, okay? And as I always like to talk about a little bit of the negative or shadow aspects of the signs when we're dealing with the moons, especially the full moons, Aries is a sign known for being very selfish. So during this time with this full moon, with certain things being illuminated in our lives and us figuring out, new processes or new ways to do things, there's going to be this new joy, this new drive to actually start working on those things, and we may find ourselves not really caring about anything else or anybody else around us because we're so focused on getting to our end goal. And now that it seems clear, now that it seems like actually tangible by way of our actions, be mindful of your selfishness. Just understand that everybody is dealing with this energy, and we could actually use a little support from the next person. If you see somebody struggling, or if you see somebody coming into something new, you could just remind them, that's really great. Teach others, whatever you just did, whatever you just learned, share that with other people, because we all need to be on the same wave. We all need to be raising our vibrations, okay? On top of being selfish, Aries is also known for being impulsive, and that is its fire energy coming through, and that is also the fact that it is the first sign of the zodiac, and it is the first sign of spring. So also with this full moon, as we're coming into these realizations and having these epiphanies and figuring out these new ways of thinking and new ways of doing things, understanding that you may have to release some things may bring in a lot of emotional reactions. And with that being said, do not, I tell people, do not act on your emotions. You should definitely always understand your emotions, but when it comes to taking action, act on your logic, not on your emotions. So during this time, because we're dealing with an Aries energy under a full moon that intensifies our emotions and our emotional responses, just be very mindful, be careful. I'd really be trying to chill and not say too much during the full moon, because I am just ruled by the moon. I've got a lot of Cancer, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Venus, you know. I try to chill. I try to just, you know, kick it. Because you never know what can come out, and with this Aries energy attached to this full moon, because with the full moon things are coming out. With this Aries energy attached, it's like, especially if you already don't have a filter or a censor, it's like just word vomit, and probably not nice word vomit. So just be mindful. Be, you know, if you're feeling like you just need to let off on somebody, like journal or record a memo, like, you know, and then just get it out, let it go. You don't necessarily have to let off on that person. Let's talk a little bit about the numerology. This moon, this Aries full moon, fell in 2 degrees, which is all these connections that are starting to come into play. This is an 11 year, but that does break down to 2. This is an 11-2. This is an 11-2 year. The number 2 resonates with the energy of peace, with balance, with harmony and cohesiveness. And with this being a full moon, in this degree, these things that are coming to light for us, and these changes or these obstacles or these blockages that we need to release, these are all happening in order for us to reach that energy, or to fall into alignment with that energy of harmony or cohesiveness with the things that we want to do or the ways that we want to live our lives, bringing us into balance with our desires and our needs through illumination by way of this full moon. This moon falls on an 8-day, or fell on an 8-day, and the number 8 has everything to do with success, with building, abundance. The number 8 also has to do with karma, and it's a very spiritual number, and it's the infinity number, so it's the number of cycles. This full moon, again, we're clearing out blockages in order to be able to clearly see how to and actually make moves on, Virgo, Aries, build upon the foundations and towards the goals that we want to reach. I also think that it's very interesting, like I said, all these connections coming together. You know, the 2 degrees, this being an 11-2 year, this 8-day, the new moon in Aries, the Aries lunar cycle, the new moon fell on, was in 8 degrees, so which is just confirmation that, you know, things are coming full circle. It is now time for you to tap back into those things that you put, those intentions that you place, to make sure that, you know, you're doing the things that you need to do and taking the action that you need to take in order to strive towards and actually accomplish the goals that you've set for yourself and for the things around you, whatever it is that you were intending during that time, the beginning of spring, earlier on in the year. It's crazy that we're about to be in October, guys. Like, I can't believe the year is actually, we're getting to the point to where we can say, oh, the year is almost over. Like, it's so wild. Like, I truly feel like January was yesterday, and I was standing on the back porch sparking, and also sparking my full moon intentions. Like, I feel like it was yesterday, especially because it's starting to get cold now. I'm sad, but yeah. And so this moon also falling in September, the 9th month, the number 9 has another, again, a highly spiritual vibration. Has to do with cycles itself and ending cycles and transformation. So again, clearing things out. This 9th month energy is coming in with this Aries full moon to say, okay, you see what it is that's blocking you. You see what's stopping you from living your best life and doing the things that you want to do. Now it's time to end that phase, end that cycle, because that's not serving you on any kind of level, and move into the new. Again, take a leap of faith into the new. Spring into your fall. anything else? Sorry, anything else about the nines? Y'all know I always have my notes. But yeah, so just know this Aries full moon is all about releasing the blockages. I did talk about selfishness being a little bit of an attribute on the shadow side of Aries, but it's also important to remember that it is okay to be a little selfish sometimes. And so in addition to, you know, the selfishness and the emotions, this energy coming in is also coming to show us like, hey, it is okay to think about yourself and to think about your path and to think about your own journey right now, because we're going into the fall. It is time for transformation. So any changes that you do need to make, this is the time to do it. This is the time to recognize it. And this is the time to pay attention to yourself and your own actions. And that is actually absolutely okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Again, logical approaches being underneath this Virgo moon. So again, as we're figuring out these blockages, we're figuring out logical ways to release the blockages, like, you know, not approaching certain situations with something that doesn't make any sense at all. So just be everything that, again, as I say in every video, this is divine timing. Everything that's happening or any epiphanies or realizations that you're having during these next couple of weeks, especially during the shadow, the few days surrounding the moon, just pay a lot of attention. Journal if you have to, because these things are very, very important messages for you, and probably you know, very imperative to your growth towards these goals that we keep talking about striving towards in this video. The people that are going to be affected by this full moon in Aries include people with personal planets in Aries, especially your moon. If you have your moon in Aries, you can definitely for sure know that you're going to be hit by this full moon and be affected by it. If you've got any of your personal planets in 2 degrees or within like 6 or 7 degrees, either side of that is on the astrology degrees cycle or scale. You will feel this too. Aries heavy charts, also Virgo heavy charts, you can expect to feel these effects as well. And then also, if you have any planets in Virgo or Aries, even if they're outer planets, just expect for the moon to affect you on the level as far as what that planet governs. So as I was telling y'all that I got my Jupiter in Virgo, and that has to do with like my expansion and my growth and the ways in which I move towards my goals. And then my moon is in 3 degrees. So I told you guys the Virgo lunar cycle was taking me out. Yes, so again, with these, the Virgo is a heavy energy and Aries is an intense energy, and they clash. So I would not be surprised, you guys, if you feel like you're just being pulled through the ringers. I get it. As I always say in most of my videos, do whatever you've got to do to keep your peace of mind. Find your zen, read a book, sing a song, paint a picture, take a nap, eat some food, dance, call a friend, do whatever you got to do. Find your zen, especially you guys that have all of these aspects that I just talked about. Y'all really got to find your zen. I'm over here trying to find my zen. No, I'm okay. We're good. Understanding the things that are going on actually helps a lot when certain things happen. It's like, okay, I understand what's happening, so I don't have to focus on what the hell just happened. I can focus on how to fix it or how to move away from it, you know? So yeah, that's why I put out these videos, because the planets be trying to play us to the left all the time, and I feel like these videos can kind of help you prepare for being played, because it's not like we won't get played, but you know, let's be prepared and have a game plan for when it's time to move on to the next step and not dwell on what the fuck just happened. Okay, so that's it for the moon stuff. Again, as I've been talking a lot about the Virgo energy during this video, if you want some more information on what that means, and we're talking mid-September to mid-October, check out my new moon in Virgo video. Also check out my Virgo forecast. Again, covering the same amount of time, just general readings, sun, moon, and rising. What else? Retrograde series. We've got a couple planets still in retrograde. A lot of planets went direct, but I've got all the videos up. Definitely check out that Venus retrograde video, because Venus affects us the most, actually, being that it stays in retrograde only 7% of the time. So Check that out, and then also look out for my autumn equinox videos that are coming up. If you want to do some reflection on your year as well, you can also check out my 2018 forecast. There's a playlist way back from the beginning of the year that's in there as well, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go on and hit the thumbs up for me down below. If you have any questions or comments, I do check my channel very frequently. Go on and drop them down below. I will respond to you as long as it's not rude. If it's rude, I'm deleting it. I have blocked one person. And I think that was during the Mercury retrograde, which was in my Mercury sign. So I was like, you know what, you had that coming, bro. You had that coming, which is a fire sign. So we really had that coming. I'm gonna say like, comment. If you have any Aries friends or anybody with a lot of Aries in their chart, or anybody that you feel like has just been having a hard time for these past couple of weeks, or especially these past few days, send them this video. It could have to do with the planets. Probably does have to do with the planets. And then subscribe if you're still listening to me talk 21 minutes, and we just hit 21 minutes. If you're still listening to me talk right now, go on and hit hello. People are weird. Did you guys see him like peek into the room like, do you want to make a cameo, sir? Anyways, yeah, if you're still listening to me talk 21 minutes now and 20 seconds in, go on and hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with when I put out new videos with new info. And yeah. Oh, also, I talked about sharing the videos, but you guys share my videos all the time, so thank you. I always try to say thank you about that because that is how I get most of the growth on my channel. So thank you very much, you guys. I will see y'all. What's next? Shoot. I already did the Venus retrograde. I think the next one is just the new moon in Libra. So I'll see you guys for the Libra moon video. Thank you for watching. See y'all next time.